Welcome to another edition of Detroit Unspun TV. My name is Dave Lingholm, and I will be your tour guide for the next half hour of stories about the transformation happening here in metropolitan Detroit. On tap this week, a story about a restaurant that grows their own herbs right on the roof of their building, and we hit the metal shop to weld together a story for this week's Detroit Voices. So sit down, put away the mouse, and enjoy the next half hour of Detroit Unspun TV. In headlines this week, Marge Sorge tells us about a unique partnership that the McDonald's Corporation has forged with several area libraries, including the Detroit Public Library, to help encourage students to keep reading all summer long. We also have a recap of the Downtown Detroit Partnership Stakeholders Meeting, where they went to Capitol Park to talk about the redevelopment efforts that are happening in that part of downtown. And over on the Dig Downtown blog, Ashley Hennon talked with a boutique owner that's moving her business out of the basement and onto the street level as business keeps growing at her shop in Midtown Detroit. Now, to keep up with headlines like these and many others about the transformation happening here in metropolitan Detroit, be sure to follow along on Twitter. It's pretty simple, really. Just search for Detroit Unspun. Now, for our first story this week, we head over to the Traffic Jam and Snug. And it's not to talk about the beer they make or the ice cream they make, but it's to talk about the plants they've got growing up on their roof.
We are with Carolyn and Ashley. They are with Traffic Jam and Snug, which is a great location here in Midtown Detroit. It offers a brew pub, a bakery, a dairy, and it's also a restaurant. So, Carolyn, the thing we want to talk about most is obviously you guys have established a rooftop garden.
Yes, we have.
What inspired you to do this?
The focus of our restaurant is to make everything in-house. That's kind of what our specialty is, and we do that with making our cheese, beer, ice cream, baked goods. Anything that can be made here, we make here. So we decided to take that concept one step further and also plant a garden to support some of those efforts.
Ashley, I understand you are personally responsible for making sure this garden does well. What are you growing here this year?
I have mostly herbs. I've got a lot of greens, salad greens. We've got a bunch of edible flowers. We've got table flowers. We'll have rows of corn up here by the end of the summer, and pounds and pounds of tomatoes.
And I see that you guys also have a greenhouse. What's the story behind that?
We put the greenhouse in this year. We started the garden last year, and it was very successful for us. Our customer base is extremely interested in it. We had probably 500 people up here on the roof over the course of the summer looking at things, trying things in the garden, ordering things from the menu from the rooftop garden, and we wanted to just take it a step further, so we built a greenhouse this summer.
And can you give me some menu examples from last year? I know you just started this last year for the first time. What are some examples you can give our future customers that are going to come in?
Probably one of the things that we're proudest of is that the restaurant typically buys about 15 pounds of fresh herbs a week. Last summer, once the garden started, we were able to cut that down about 25%. So that's a huge drop right there in product that's not being, shipped across the country and brought in. It's actually coming right from our own roof. But we ran a lot of specials, things like salads, microgreens as garnish on plates, a lot of great salad dressings made with fresh herbs, a fish with a fresh herb topping, a pesto, and so on.
Now, Ashley, tell me some of your day-to-day activities up here. How do you maintain this?
I water everything, of course. Start the water in the daytime, and then a lot of weeding. Amazingly, the birds provide a lot of seeds for weeds up here, so it takes quite a while. And then watering the living moss with beer. And that's about it. Just making sure that everybody's happy and checking for pests and
harvesting.
Yeah, loads of harvesting. Yeah.
Daily harvesting, actually. How we work it is Ashley comes up in the morning, harvests, brings down to the kitchen the morning's pickings, and then we design a special around what's come in literally 2 minutes earlier from the roof. And it's on the menu by 11 o'clock, and people are eating it at 11:15 in the morning.
I absolutely love this concept. Now, I need to know, what is the story behind the name Traffic Jam and Snug?
Well, we are 19,000 square feet now, but at the very beginning of the restaurant's history in the 60s, it was a very small location, and the comment was made, wow, if you ever have any business, it will be a real traffic jam. And fortunately for us, it pretty much has been ever since.
Well, this is an absolutely amazing example of how rooftop gardens can be applied to local restaurants. We encourage you guys to come in and try some of their local fare. We thank you guys for having us today. This is Natalia Petrozak reporting from Midtown Detroit.
The River Days Festival is coming back to the Riverfront in downtown Detroit with several improvements for this year, including an artist competition and a local music stage featuring 50 local bands, which has me wondering, am I going to see you down there?
We are outside the General Motors building in downtown Detroit, right by the Riverwalk. And this year, June 22nd through June 24th, is going to be the Detroit Riverfront Conservancy's annual River Days. We're going to go inside and learn more about it.
This is really about creating a destination for the city of Detroit. The river has always been a destination, but now with all the events that are going on here, it truly is becoming a destination place.
We're with Trisha Keith. She is with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, and they're one of the partners with the Detroit River Days. Trisha, tell us a little bit about your collaboration.
Well, as you know, we're in the process of moving all of our folks down here, and in just 3 short weeks, we will be 6,000 people strong right along the Detroit Riverfront. It's really our front door. And so it's so important, to be able to showcase that huge opportunity, that huge amenity that we have being the riverfront. And so with River Days, we're promoting in alignment with our mission for the company, getting fit and healthy lifestyles no matter what the season. And so there are a number of events that are happening throughout River Days that can get your pedometer step number climbing, be it the 5K race on Saturday, be it the Poochapalooza where you walk your pets on Sunday, or guided tours of the Milken State Park, just getting out and getting your steps, getting the fresh air, and enjoying a healthy lifestyle.
I'm pleased to announce that we're presenting the Flagstar Bank local music stage. Our band probably wouldn't be too good, but maybe we'll get one in there. We expect 50 local bands to entertain music lovers right here in one of the world's great music cities, Detroit.
We're with Vicki Anthus, and she is with the Department of Natural Resources, who is also collaborating in this year's River Days. So thank you for being with us. Tell us, how are you collaborating this year?
Well, because the state park is a part of the whole Riverwalk, it's very easy to be a partner in all the festivities. We've dabbled in it in the past, but this year our director, Rodney Stokes, wanted to really go jump in with both feet and really show that we have a presence and that we're a partner on this riverfront.
We are with Faye Alexander Nelson. She is the president and CEO of the Detroit Riverfront Conservancy, and they, of course, are hosting the fabulous River Days coming up on June 22nd through 24th. Tell us, what are you most excited about for this year?
I think I'm most excited about the fact that we're bringing it back again this year. It's our 6th annual River Days. We have a host of new activities and events. And so that, coupled with bringing back our old favorites, bringing people to the waterfront to come together to enjoy, to come together as a community, to come together as a people, to celebrate our waterfront, it's always an enjoyment.
And what do you think is the biggest thing on deck for development here on the riverfront and in Detroit?
We're actually going to be announcing next month the next phase of our development on the East Riverfront. We're very excited about the construction that will really signal additional progress as we continue to develop our waterfront.
So out of all the programs you have on deck for the River Days, what are you most excited about?
Well, I think really the art program, this brand new Detroit River Artscape. Can you believe this? The community is actually going to be, it's like a people's choice type of activity where folks will be voting their favorite artists. So we're excited. We think it's going to be a big hit with the community. So I'm real pleased about that program. But of course, there's so many other activities to enjoy as part of River Days. So it's really a pleasure and an honor to be able to bring this festival back to the community.
Well, you absolutely have to come out this year. It's June 22nd through 24th, of course, on the Detroit Riverwalk. This is Natalia Petrozak reporting from the GM Building, downtown Detroit.
There are a lot of good, worthwhile causes founded by people who are trying to make a difference in the lives of metropolitan Detroiters. But for your average citizen, how do you get involved? How do you support the causes that you really care about? That's where the folks at Detroit4Detroit come in. Jeremiah Stays brings us this story.
We're here in Eastern Market. I'm with Barbara Jones, and she's part of a really interesting organization called Detroit4Detroit that's sort of taken the city by storm a little bit. Barbara, thank you for joining us on the show.
Thank you, Jeremiah. Thank you for inviting me.
What is the main purpose behind Detroit4Detroit?
Well, the main purpose and the main goal for Detroit4Detroit is it's a movement. It is to engage all of the residents and the citizens in the city of Detroit to come together as citizen philanthropists. And when people say, or you hear the term philanthropist, it kind of gives the indication that it's an organization or a person that has a lot of money. But in our case with Detroit4Detroit, that is not the case. Everyone, every citizen, every resident is a citizen philanthropist.
So everyone wants to get involved in Detroit. There's a lot of stories about getting involved in Detroit, and it really seems like you're sort of lowering the floor on that, where you don't maybe have to have $1 million or $100,000 or $1,000. What's the kind of gifts that people or ways that people are participating as citizen philanthropists? What does that mean?
Well, I mean, it means different things. The main goal is to fundraise. That is the main purpose. We have 9 partners currently that we work with, and as a citizen philanthropist, you are engaged with the community to raise funds to help the nonprofit organizations that are in the city of Detroit who are underserved in the city of Detroit. And it gives an opportunity for, people, everyday, ordinary citizens like me to donate my time, donate my efforts, engage people to come on board and do the same with raising funds to help all of the citizens of the city of Detroit.
So how do you select the causes that you're going to help?
Well, the Knight Foundation is the main partner for Detroit4Detroit, and they're selected basically on the underserved people in the city of Detroit where the greatest need is, and they make that decision based off of those needs.
So what is the most interesting or rewarding part that you've had about being involved with the project since you've started?
Wow. It's so many great aspects as to what makes me happy. I mean, when you can put a person, when you have a person or you see them in a situation to where, they've, struggled no matter what type of hardship that they're going through, and just to see them appreciative and grateful, and you put a smile on someone's face, that goes far beyond just helping. I get my gratification just on seeing someone that is appreciative and grateful, and they see that someone actually cares, and that goes so much further. Along with the fundraising, yes, it's it all works together, but when you see the impact that it has on people's lives, it's just awesome. It's an awesome feeling.
So I understand that there's a big event coming up really soon in partnership with a lot of different organizations. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yes. Detroit4Detroit, the name of our event is called Crank Up the Cause. And we're inviting, it's a major call to action to invite the citizens of the city of Detroit and the surrounding areas to come and get engaged with other citizen philanthropists. You will be able to see the organizations that Detroit4Detroit works with, and you're able to pick the partner or the project that you're really passionate about. One thing that's really amazing about this event and the organizations that we work with, in some way, shape, or form, we've been touched by economic hardship, children in need, mothers in need, homeless people. We've all have been witness to that, and we've been touched by it in one way, shape, or form. So you have the opportunity to come in and pick and partner with the organization that you feel the most passionate about working with.
So, and when is that going to be happening?
That is going to be on May 17th, right here in Eastern Market at Burt's Warehouse at 7 p.m. And we are looking for everyone to come out have a good time, get engaged with other citizen philanthropists, and pick the project that you are most passionate about and come on board with Detroit4Detroit.
Well, thank you so much, Barbara. If you're a citizen that would like to make an effect, I think maybe you should check out Detroit4Detroit. This is Jeremiah Stays from Eastern Market. Back to you, Dave.
One of those not-so-hidden gems about Metropolitan Detroit is the College for Creative Studies, and the students there are getting ready for their annual exhibition of the art projects they've been working on the last year. We had the chance to sit down with one of those metalworking students for this week's Detroit Voices.
I'm originally from Los Angeles, California. Grew up there, born and raised. Actually, in high school, I took blacksmithing class, and I took a jewelry class and a coppersmithing class, and I fell in love with it. And I didn't really know where to go because not very many schools offer such an amazing program. And I came and visited CCS and fell in love and wanted to continue my work there. And actually, the funny story is, getting ready for school, about 3 days before I left, there was a huge forest fire in my neighborhood, and we got evacuated, and I kind of had to go. Like, I was kicked out. I didn't have time to prepare myself. I had to just leave and come here, and I was hesitant. I didn't know how it would be accepted. Going into a new community is always hard. But in the long run, it turned out great. I was very happy I decided to leave California. I've definitely found a new home here in Detroit. A little scary at first, freshman year, to be honest. But I grew to love it. I love it now. I know my area. I know where I am. I know the area. I know where to go and where not to go. I definitely enjoy it here. The art world is really thriving here. I was really surprised by how creative and how supportive everybody is here, and yeah, that's what I was super surprised by that, because I kind of came into school like, I don't know what I'm doing, and kind of scared, and definitely surprised that I was supported. The CCS show is really a great, especially opening night. It's fantastic. It's lots of fun, and if you're not going to come by work, it's fun to go and spend time with people and see all the work, and it's definitely something that people should do. And it's just incredible. I've been setting it for the past couple days and seeing all the work come together. You're like, wow, there are some really talented people here at CCS. If you want to find good quality work, come to the show.
Well, that does it for all the content we've produced for episode 22. My thanks to Jeremiah, Natalia, Ashley for all the hard work they do behind the scenes to make sure this show comes off flawlessly. And my thanks especially to you, the viewer, who keep clicking on our show each week just to watch me announce the stories. Buena suerte, Detroit.